Good morning. It's turned out nice again. How's it going, guys? You all right? Well, I've got to be honest with you. It might have turned out nice by your standards, but no, it's a little bit cloudy here today. To be honest with you, I'm really tired today. Really tired. How are you doing? You all right? In this video, I am going to be having a moan at one of you. I am, and I'm going to get something off my chest. I am. That's been on my mind since yesterday morning when I saw that comment. So we'll be discussing that in a moment. Today's schedule, you've got me all day today. I deliberately made sure, didn't make any arrangements today. Last night, I went out for a bite to eat with Laura. We've hardly seen each other recently, to be honest with you. So we went and had a bite to eat last night with a couple of friends and Laura's son as well. So that was nice. But no, today, no social life today, no work other than here with coptalk.com. No, we're going to be here all day today. I have, first of all, if you're new to the channel, this is a morning briefing, so please don't start moaning in the comment section. Ain't nothing about Liverpool in this, because this is a morning briefing where I speak to my peoples and tell them what the schedule is for the day. So my schedule today is there are 3 mail stand videos that I'm about to record for you now. Yesterday I mentioned 2 of them, a new one's come in since then, but there's 3 in total. 2 of them I am going to limit to channel members. One of them, I'm not sure which yet, I'm going to make available to everyone, right? Because I like to try and keep a fair balance or whatever. So there will be something for everyone on the mail stand. Live stream, there will be a live stream today. I just don't know at what time yet. I suspect it will be early evening, maybe around 6, 7 UK. Look out for it being scheduled. We will definitely be having a live stream today because I feel like it's a long time since we've done one. That's it really. I'm going to be taking a look at some comments by Fabrizio Romano. Mo Salah! Him. And my friend is upstairs actually doing some little, what do you call it, like odd jobs. I'm not very good at do-it-yourself, you know what I mean? So I get someone else to do it for me. I think Laura got a coffee table recently or something and a couple of bits and pieces. And so my friend's here taking care of it. So if you can hear any banging above us, that's what he's up to. And he's just probably thought, why is Dunk shouting Mo Salah? He's a Liverpool fan as well, actually. So maybe you should watch my channel and then he would know, right? No, I'm going to be looking at some comments from Fabrizio, just from that person, because you hear Remy in the background moaning. We're going to be looking at that. Someone just said Paul Joyce has done an article, so I'll take a look at that. So there's loads of content coming up for today. Yesterday I said, I've got a couple of mail stands. I'm not sure when I'm going to do them. They will be done today. So when you're watching this video, they're either online or I'm in the process of publishing them to you. I'm going to do my acknowledgements and then I'm going to talk to you about something that really fucking annoyed me yesterday and I'm not having it on my channel. So, first of all, let's just see if there is any super thanks. This is the love heart under the videos. People support me, even if I'm not here churning out a load of content. And it's the usual suspects, as always. Errol, who is a channel member, Squad, and also Niall as well, my big brother, who is a channel member, Squad. These guys supporting me as they always do, and I'm extremely grateful to them. I don't think there was anything on, from anybody else on what's it called, Revolut, PayPal, or anything like that. There was a message here on Revolut. It was declined from Matt M. For the fuck it fun dunk. That's what that means. FIF. That's because my Revolut is my beer kitty for a Saturday. That's the one day of the week I like to go out for a beer. I call it the fuck it fund because maybe the money that's in there you should maybe spend on bills or something. I go, fuck it, I'm having a drink. I'm going to go have a social life. So, but it didn't go through. So I need you to know that, not because I'm complaining, but maybe you think it did and it didn't. And it says the verification process failed. So I just need to let you know about that, okay? But thank you for trying as well, Matt. I will be in touch, my friend. I don't think there was anything else here that I need to, or obviously I've already spoken about now. There's a few things going around in my head, to be honest. But I really want to get onto a gripe that I've got about a comment that was left on here yesterday from someone that's been, pretty cool on my channel over the years. And I've got my little note, but am I allowed to be involved? Am I allowed to talk about my personal life and things that I do around here? So there was a comment left yesterday on my channel, which was basically someone complaining, saying that it's not good optics, I think was their word. In other words, it doesn't look good at things that I've been doing. I don't mean my work. I mean, I recently bought a drone, for example. First thing I bought for myself that I feel like in years. And basically they were saying, well, you bought a camera, you bought a drone. It's funding, you're funding lower league football or something. The drone's mine. The camera is mine. You know what I mean? It's purchased for my own things. I don't know why I have to justify myself with what I do with my own money. But let me explain something to you then. So there was a few things mentioned on here. So first of all, basically what they were saying was, you've spent this and this so far this year, or whatever it was, more than, other people or something, right? So I'm going to go over it just to be clear with it, because I don't feel I need to justify myself to anybody or what I do in my life. I'm a very open guy, I'm very upfront about things, what I do. I make no secrets of, when I'm happy, when I'm sad, things like that. And this is the happiest I've been in years. My long-term viewers know that I had, a bit of a struggle in recent years. No different to anybody else. I still struggle over the passing of my mum, even though it was 2012. I suffer from anxiety, and I have, I'll be honest with you, I have panic attacks at night sometimes over death and things like that. I went through a divorce, other relationship problems, trying to find happiness and living in two different countries, and it's just been a bit, shit really in recent years. But my peoples know about that, and all that's changed, right? So, well, my mum bit's always going to be there, but I feel really, really happy at home, and I think it's people that have watched my morning briefings, for example, for a long time will have seen that steady progress from being in that little drop. I remember just over a year ago, breaking down in tears in a video when I was in England, the day that my divorce came through, which was a mutual thing. I actually filed the divorce. It was me that did all that. Still wasn't an easy thing, we both knew that we had to do it or whatever. And I remember doing that, and I've gone from that to where I feel a little bit more happier now. Not over that. If I was to dwell on it, it would really upset me still. And I make no secret of that, because I'm a very open guy. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So over that, year and a half, maybe 2 years, I'm not really sure, guys. I started getting out of the house a bit more. With Cop Talk, I've always been in the house. It's been nearly 30 years now, every day stuck in the house, just like a total hermit kind of thing. And I started to get out a bit more, got involved in my local football club, so I met a load of new friends, as a fan, going to the away games and home games. Made some amazing friends, really, really good. Since I had good friends here previously, but those friends maybe just want to, go to the bar or something. There's nothing wrong with that, but, it doesn't really meet my lifestyle, what I want to do. Don't get me wrong, I like to go for a drink. But people will have seen, I think, a little uptick, in my happiness kind of thing. At one time I was here, I was very lonely. I thought I was happy, but I missed being in a relationship. I've met someone that I'm happy with, and they moved in within that, I don't know how long ago it is, guys. You will know. I can't remember. I'm useless at these things. But she's moved in, and all the things I missed that I didn't have after I split up from my other relationships or whatever. Well, my last serious living relationship with my wife, if you like, returned. So, just daft things like going to shops together, to the supermarket. It doesn't sound very exciting, maybe it depends what you're buying, but just doing like couples things and going for a bite to eat like last night and little holidays and things like that. I'm someone, over the years, even from a young lad, always been in serious relationships, never want to go out just with the lads, always with my girlfriend at the weekend, you know. So I've always been that kind of guy. Don't get me wrong, there's times when you want to be with your boys and that, but I've always been someone that wants to be, you know, I'm a bit old school, a bit old fashioned, you know, take my woman out on a weekend. And she likes that kind of, you know, some girls now, oh, I'm not your woman, do you know what I mean? Just doing things, really, you know, so that's been really nice. And then, obviously, my progress with the football club, helping my community, and I work for the club, and it's been really difficult balancing that with Cop Talk, as you know, but I will find a solution, I always do. Got a lot of immense satisfaction from it, really find it really, really rewarding. Not financially rewarding. If anything, it's affected my income. My income this month is down €700, which is not good, to be honest with you. But that's, you know, I'm putting my community first, right? So it brings me on. What I'm trying to say is I'm laying the foundations for my story of being like really fed up, run down, not being on holiday with anyone for ages, kind of thing. Not doing it, not having any time to myself, and things have changed a little bit. Found a hobby recently, photography. Just life, just a lot better. Financially, not a lot better. No real difference really. Finance, you know, we could all do with the lottery win, I guess. But everything else, yeah, all right. Had some really bad news in the family a couple of weeks ago, which I can't go into because I would tell you, but it's involving other people. That's some real serious shit. So there's still that, you still have those little things going on in the background. So the comment was that it wasn't very good optics, that I was having a life, basically, when other people couldn't, maybe, or something like that. I don't know. So they mentioned a few things in the comments. I can't remember everything they said, but I wanted to represent it or respond as best as possible. I've got the comments here. Not through justification. I know my friends on here who said, don't justify yourself, Duncan. I'm not justifying myself. What I'm doing is pointing out reality, right? So, in no particular order, it was mentioned that I bought a drone recently, and they said, well, I guess that was about €1,000 or pounds. It was €1,000, actually, because I said it was. I said that on here. First thing I bought for myself in ages, put it on my credit card. Shouldn't have bought it, really. One of those purchases, you know, like that fuck it fun sort of thing where I was like, not really sure, you know. And I'd wanted a drone for years, and I'd never got one. But I spent about $1,000 on it, that which included the insurance policy for 2 years. And I put it on my credit card, and I put it on my credit card, and I thought, this is going to be a problem. I don't want to be paying this for a long time. So I set the minimum payment on that credit card to €500 per month, and I thought, I'm going to pay for it in 2 months. This is my target. And I knew I was pushing it, but I did. And I'm really proud of myself because I'm like not paying for it over a long time, right? If you go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/@DuncanOldham, you will see some of the drone footage I've put on there. Me and Laura have been out for a day out, you know, like doing stuff together. The majority of the videos are just me where I've gone somewhere. And for the first time in decades, I felt like I had an interest in something other than football, which isn't really that important to me these days, right? Top flight football isn't anyway. So I bought myself a drone, which apparently is a problem. I'm not really sure why it's anyone's business, but I bought myself a drone, and I've paid for it. I paid for it. I paid for it in two installments, as I said. And I've had some really good fun with it. And I mentioned this in a video recently on here. If you watch those videos on my other YouTube channel that I've just told you, and this is going to sound really strange, but I know I've said this, filming in really remote areas, quiet areas, over water, lakes, reservoirs, the wildlife, the trees, the birds, and then putting the music over it, flying, you know, the drone over the sea or whatever, the waves, and just nature. And I remember saying like, it's made me feel so chilled and at peace. Like, and someone, I hope you're watching this video, someone commented recently that they've gone into, I think they said they'd bought a drone. I can't remember what they said. I hope you're allowed to buy a drone. And they said something like, "Don't you inspire me because you said something." I don't know if they bought a drone, but I know that they watched the drone footage. I'm just trying to think what it is that I inspired them to do, because they said that they have now got out and about, and when you, I know this sounds so stupid, but when you're around the trees and wildlife, and it just, I feel at peace with it. And they said the same thing. I think this was on a live stream, maybe a week or 10 days ago. And I was like, "Really? Did you found that because of watching me?" And they went, "Yeah, thanks so much, man." You know, and it was really, really nice. So the drone was like something that's taken me out, you know, I was trying to go out a little bit on my own, you know, whether it's with Remy, whether it's with Laura, whether it's myself, just to do something, because my ex-wife especially would tell you that when I was with Duncan, he didn't have any interest other than Copto. He didn't go. She never complained. It was just me. I was like, "No, I don't want to. I don't need to do that. I don't need to go on a fancy holiday. I don't need to go with the boys. I don't need this. I want to work hard and I want to look after you in the house and all that, right?" So, but I didn't have any interest. Now I've got photography and I've got my drone, right? And I think that's contributed to my happiness, right? So I got the drone. There you go. It did cost me nearly €1,000 with 2 years insurance, which is probably about 150. And I paid for it in 2 months. Do you know how I paid for it in 2 months? Working hard. All right, working hard. So if you were to spread that over the last 10 years, maybe, I don't think it's much of a thing to. Oh, sorry, I got a message. Sorry. It's my friend that's just messaging me. They're leaving. I said, "I've got to go and do my work, so you have to let yourself out." So I bought a drone. The next thing they mentioned was the camera. You know, bought 2 cameras actually recently, if you remember. Now, I was taking photos as a fan from my local football team on my mobile phone, and my friends were saying, "You know, you take some really good photographs, don't you? You should think about getting a camera." And the club was sharing them, the manager was sharing them, and we had zero coverage of visibility of the club around that time. So I bought a camera. I did. I bought a camera. And I bought that camera on 0% finance. I remember saying to you guys, I was like, "Come for this camera. Maybe I shouldn't have fucking done it, but I have." Right? 0% finance. So they obviously think, "Oh, he's got a camera. That'll cost a few bob." But I got it on 0% finance over 2 years. All right. Now, I receive my YouTube revenue around the 23rd, 24th of every month, right? If it's on time. And you will notice from this email here, this is an email here confirming my most recent payment, which was the 25th of April. And if you look, you don't need to understand Spanish, but you can understand numbers, all right? So you can see 25th there of the 4th. Why would it be 25th? Because if it was the 2nd or 3rd, I probably wouldn't be able to pay for things. So 25th, it's 2 days, 1 day after I get paid. That should get that payment each month. That was my thinking, all right? And if you look at the top, it says 6 of 24 payments. Therefore, that's the 2 years, right? And it says importer here, the figure 6588. That's the amount of euros I have to pay each month over 24 years. But I got the 0% finance, right? So that's the email. If you look at the top here, it says it came in 3 days ago, right? So that's from the finance company. Just basically all your payments gone through. So I bought a camera because I wanted to take photographs of the football. Help my local football club. Maybe take some pictures of the players, stuff like that. And you know what? When I go to the training or when I go to the stadium, random people come up to me and go, your photos are incredible, right? That could be the parents of the players, the first team. I got another message. It could be supporters. Most of the time it's people I don't really know who they are, but they're seeing my work and they're saying, your photographs are fucking incredible. I spoke with a couple of the first team players yesterday, and again, they said that lens you got is brilliant, right? So the camera I got on the TIC, you know, is that what it's called? TIC, HP, you know what I mean? Whatever it's called. And lens was bought for the camera by Niall, my big brother, Niall on here. And actually, I got a second camera, and Niall supported me with that purchase of the second camera. I didn't pay for the second camera. Niall's my friend. and he's become such a good friend. He's wanted to encourage me to make someone happy. Like, he's like, go for it, don't do it. Because I was like, oh, you know, if I should do that. And you know, like I do in my videos with you guys. And I started doing the photography at the games, right? I actually, you know, with the red bib on, the dinner ladies thing and that. And the club were like really grateful, and they were like, here's a bib, get yourself down there, right? And I love it. Guys, I can't explain to you how much I love. The game is on for 90 minutes and I can literally walk around the perimeter, the edge of the pitch, stand behind the goal, get I want to listen to it, or when there's a penalty, I can go right next to the goal. But imagine that at any football, you know, professional football, whatever, where you can just go where you want, you know, and I can see all my mates in distance, you know, and I just feel so close to the football. I love it. And my photographs are used in the match programme. They're used on the front page of the... I got another message. Front page of the... let's have a look. I want to show you. Posters. You know the promotional posters, you know, for each game. So, for example, this one. Let me open this for you. So the next game that's going to be played on the 10th of May, you can see here, this is the poster that they come to me, the design team. That poster, that picture there, I took at the last game at the weekend. And they basically said, do you want to, you know, do you like that photograph, Duncan? Does it work for you? And I was, yeah. So when I go out, I see my pictures, all over town. The match day programme, all the pictures in it, usually they're mine, you know. It's such a rewarding thing for me. So it's made me really happy. So Niall, for example, encouraged me to follow my passion, all right? And I bought the second camera because what happened was... At the football, you got one camera and it's got a long lens on, and then when they run up to you, it's no good. And I was like, oh, if only if I had a second camera, I could take pictures over there when they're at the goal, and then when they come to me at the corner flag, I'll have my other camera. Why should I do it? And Niall facilitated that, enabled me to do it, because that's how much of an amazing person he is in contrast to negativity out there. Other bits and pieces have been provided to me by the club. There was a reference to me going on holiday with my partner recently. And I think they said, well, you've been on holiday recently. That must have cost $3,000. That holiday cost less than £2,000, if my memory is correct. And it was for 2 people. And what I do with my holidays, I'm sure, and I've told you this before, I always say it to my friends because I try to help people. £2,000 in one go. If I wanted to book a holiday today to America to go and see my friend, for example, £2,000 is a lot of money, right? So if I was booking a holiday, I mean, I am going to be going on holiday in July. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that or not, with Laura, who, by the way, works full time or as well. Okay, so she brings an income. I don't know if you're aware of that. So you know, we booked this holiday to go away in July. The last one was just under 2,000. But so what I do with British Airways, I book through BA.com always, because it's a very easy system, and you can pay a deposit, 150, 200, something like that, maybe a little bit more, I don't know. And then you get like 10 months to pay it off or something, right? So we're going away on holiday in July. And when we booked this holiday, I put a little deposit down. I think I'm allowed to do that. And we had a conversation between ourselves and said, do you know what? You know, we always like to have something to look forward to, right? It's €23 per day. You do the maths. What's that? 20 quid? Not even 20 quid, maybe. I'm not really sure. That we have to make every day to clear that balance, right? If you want to do it over the full period, right? So Laura said to me, my tips at work would cover that, because she works just in a humble job in a bar, cafe sort of thing. And she went, well, my tips would, cover that. So even if you split it half, I'd probably have to find around £9 or £10 per day to pay my share of the holiday if I wanted to be like that. However, she's like, we could go away, couldn't we, babe? In July, my tips will cover that. If we put €23 on each day, it'll be paid off. We'll be able to go. Yeah? So that's how I would book a holiday. Again, I don't know if I need to justify myself, but I don't feel I am justifying myself. I'm telling you the fucking reality. All right? So, My girl's like, my tips will cover that, babe, sort of thing, right? The camera, when I got into football photography, I thought, and Niall will be able to verify this because I showed him, I built a little website to sell my photographs on, because I thought, well, if I sell the photographs to random people, like tourists, holidaymakers that come to the games and they always say, can I have the photos? It's like, it does take up time to produce them, edit them and find them and email them if you were going to do that. So how about, put a little website on and just say, look, there's the photographs, it's €1 a photo or something. Guess what? It goes towards covering your expenses, right? However, I haven't had the time to deal with that. So from my football photography, I haven't made a penny from it at all. I haven't made anything. And even if I wanted to fund lower league football with my camera, I actually do other things. So for example, I have been to other football fixtures in the area, to clubs where I have zero connection. Gone along and said, I'd like to come along to your match. I'll take some pictures for you, and give them to the players or whatever. Love you to come, Duncan. Gone to those games, spent the entire game by myself, fuel to get there and back, my choice, whatever. No one gives me the fuel money, no one gives me the money for the photographs. And then upload them all, edit them, upload them all to Google Drive, give the link to the particular club that I went and helped, and then they share them between the players. It's nice for them, right? I did this recently with another football club around here, because I interviewed the manager to do with my team, and he invited me as a guest. I said, I'll come up, do the pictures, gave them pictures. They sold a player recently, and he contacted me out of the blue and said, you don't happen to have a picture of this particular player, do you? And I went, I'll have a look, because I'm nice like that. And I said, yes, I do. And he said, could we have the picture? We sold this player. We need a really good picture for the communication, the statement, player sold to whatever, I provided them with that. Do you know how much I got for that? Nothing. Because I was like, no, I just want to help people, right? So very rewarding, helping football clubs, putting a smile on players' faces, stuff like that. It's cost me money. I've been supported with some of these things. I go and watch the boys play football on a Wednesday. I haven't been for a few weeks because I've been busy helping other things, right? Other people, other problems, other things. And I take pictures and I not develop them. I haven't printed those ones, I've got to be honest with you. A lot of the pictures that I've printed and given to people, I have paid for all of them. I've never taken a penny off anybody, including fans that go to the games. And I see them again. I've got a picture of you from last week. Oh, did you want? No, you're all right, thanks. Because I'm like that. I was recently contacted by a guy and said, we know you do the football photography in that region, you're involved in it. We have a charity game. I'm not sure when it is. I think it might be June. We have a charity game. Is there any chance we could hire you to come to the charity game, take the pictures for us? I said, yeah, I'll come and take the pictures for you, but I don't want anything for it. I'd like to support the charity in your efforts, because I'm a nice guy. Really? Oh, that's lovely. I went, well, you can get me a beer if you want. So maybe I am benefiting from it. I don't know. I said, well, my mate's bar's around. We can have a beer, can't we, lads? So we did that. The under-19s played last week. I'm sure you know if you follow my thing. The boys said to me, could you come and take some photographs of us? We're playing up near Valencia. It's about an hour and a half away. Fuel, time, Sundays. I love my Sundays at home, my Sunday dinner. Laura's got Sundays off. I'll come and do it for you, lads. These lads, 16, 17, 18, 19, whatever. How much do we pay you? Said their goalkeeper. I said nothing, because I'm a nice guy. So, yes, I've got these things that make me happy and also make other people happy. Now, I think the majority of people would say, isn't that nice that someone's doing something for other people? So, Niall did something for me, for example, with one of the cameras, right? I went and did this for them, this, that, and the other, gave them something. Like people coming together, like community. I think that's a pretty nice thing. And I think if more of us did things like that in life, it would be pretty cool. So this year, I have spent money on a drone. I have. That's my only personal purchase that I can think of. You know, I used to buy the odd Xbox game. I've not been on the Xbox with my friend Smooth. I think we've been on once, probably in 3 months, 3 months, something like that. Everything else gifted to me, or Laura's contributed to it with me, etc., etc. I'm recording this and mentioning this because this is a viewer that's watched my videos for quite some time. And the comment really, really, really annoyed me for a number of reasons. One, you're way off with what you're saying, all right? So you're chatting shit, basically. You're way off with what you're saying. Two, even if you weren't, all right, and I invested in all of those things myself or whatever, whose fucking business is that? Right? So on my channel, all right, this channel, Cop Talk, behind me, the newspapers I buy, the supplies or whatever, it's all got to pay for itself, you know, and my time, right? Because I do have to pay bills. So you often hear this about football club owners. Well, he's a multi-billionaire or a millionaire. Why are they doing this? They should be putting this in. No. If you're FSG and you own Liverpool Football Club, Liverpool Football Club has to be self-sustainable, whether you like it or not, any level of club. You know, I get this from my local club here. Oh, but the owners are, you know, minted. The club that benefits everyone if it's successful has to pay its own way. All right, so when I do my videos on here and I say, guys, if you're going to get a super thanks or a super chat, it literally is to enable me to do this, right? I usually get weighed in on the 23rd, 24th of the month. There is not... If you think that there's money left over after that, you're fucking deluded. There isn't. There really isn't. And the worrying thing for me is that next month, which will be May, my May revenue will be down €700, which means I will not meet my obligations. All right? That's because I am doing things for other people and thinking to myself, I'll balance it, I'll find a way around it. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I will find a way around it. But at the end of the day, you know, I always do the hand rub when I'm stressed. That's because I'm being honest, I'm thinking about things. People are just really, really strange. Like, it's not my problem if you, complaining, haven't been able to go on a holiday. I would give you every fucking pound I had if I had that kind of money, and say, you'd take yourself on holiday if you could, right? But I went away with my girl, right? Our first ever trip away during my happiness, and I assume her happiness, because we both spent a number of years with a failed marriage behind us or whatever, and it's nice to finally meet someone again for both of us. I'm sure she would say the same, and be in a loving, caring relationship. But at the end of the day, really, in a relationship, it's just like your best friends. It's like you got your best friend, isn't it? You know. So me and Laura went away. I worked every day when I was away. She spent a lot of her time on her own. Do you know why I worked every day? 2 reasons. 1, I have no fucking choice but to. And 2, because I like it. I like what I do. I love Cop Talk, I really do. So recently, it may have been frustrating to some people that I have not been around here as much, but I have no obligation to be here any day of the week. My channel members, my VIP members, they're the only people that have a right to give any kind of complaint. But ultimately, at the end of the day, there's no contract that says, well, I have to be here every day of the week. So you have to make a decision individually as to whether you want to support that man and what he does. There's times sometimes when I do maybe 14, 15 videos in a day during the transfer season. There might be a time when I don't do a video for a couple of days. The only thing I would say that's changed around here recently is the lack of live streaming, which is when I do something in an evening. Because what exactly has there been to talk about in the last month or two, even more, other than Anna Slott's future? What? Nothing. We're not in the transfer window, yeah? So, I don't get it. I'm going to do what I want to do. right? And I'm going to always put 100% effort in for my peoples on here, right? Like the names I've just read out to you in my acknowledgements, right? So for as long as those people are happy, that's all that matters to me. You know, if people watch my videos, whether they're a channel member or not, whether they buy you a beer or not, it doesn't matter. If they watch my videos and go, I enjoy your vids, don't I? I enjoy them, mate. I know you've got a bit on at the moment, which I have. But what am I supposed to do? Stop it? Let people down? I got a lot of messages. What do I do? I've found some happiness. But equally, if you pay attention to my morning briefings, you know, I struggle with it because I'm like, I really should be on Cop Talk now, you know. And my life's changed. So we used to do Saturday night streaming. Every Saturday night we used to do a live stream on here, have a beer. I loved it. We had a great time on here. But my life has changed. I'm now back in a serious relationship, and maybe I should cross the door with my girlfriend on a Saturday night. You know, so it's nobody's business what I do. I'm very open about, you know, if the revenue's outstanding, like say in September, fuck me, guys. So I don't come on here in September and go, oh God, I'm going to do my tax bill. I go, fuck me, what a month, get in. If only every month was like that. But it ain't. The reality is, it's shit. Because you try and do things right. Try not to clickbait. Well, no try about it. Don't clickbait. Maybe have a little giggle sometimes. What was the other thing I was going to say? You know, not pushing products on anybody. Just trying to do the right thing, really. And am I worried about being 700 down this month? Yeah, I am really worried about being 700 down. But I think that I can manage it for a little bit. I think I'll manage for a month. Right? But I've already conveyed, you know, to the club my situation. Like, well, you know, I'm doing a lot and I love it and I want to help you, but, you know, I've got to be able to, I can't give all this time to the club because if I do, I'm not going to have my own business. And even if my revenue was not affected by that, I still got people, you know, if I was raking it in, I've still got channel members, I've still got VIP members, the people that the most loyalist to me that don't bail on me, you know, I work for them. But do you know what the thing is? Those people are always the ones that never never moan, never whine. You know, they've never got a problem. They're the people that I'll make a video on here and I'll go, do you know what, guys? I don't deserve a drink this week, so I ain't done anything really. And they're the ones that will buy you a drink and go, this is because you don't deserve a drink. I get people that, you know, I come in here and go, I'm really tired, guys. I'm fucking knackered. I'm working my ass off with this and I'm doing that and I'm doing that. I'm rubbing my head, look. All right? And it's the channel members and the VIP members that go, don't take 2 weeks off. Fuck it, bro. You know, they're the people. It's always the ones that are fucking whinging that aren't the ones that fucking are involved like that. And there's nothing wrong with giving, like, constricted feedback, but I would never, God, I just can't believe that, you know, like, I don't know how I could put this in a similar kind of thing, but, you know, I would never look at a friend, or maybe I overvalue my connection with people on here. Maybe people aren't all my friends. I always look at things, these are my friends, these are my peoples. Maybe I'm wrong, you know? But if I saw someone, like, this is how I think. If I saw someone, and I've been at fucking rock bottom, going on, I think, oh, at least they're getting away from it. Oh, look at him, he's been single in for a few years. Oh, he had all that shite. He was really upset. You know, he's met someone now. He's really fucking happy. And I've had this offline here as well. Previously, you know, I used to see my friends quite a bit, and then it was like, well, you never come to see us anymore. You know, not like just a little bit like, oh, we're missing you. You're going to come and see us, but, you know, really fucking bitching. Whereas I would be like, don't you worry about us, man. We're fucking made up. You've met someone. But just don't forget us. Come and see us when you can. Bring her to see us. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I had a mate walking here and he went, do you know what? I bought this camera recently. I've never took pictures before, do you know? Flash goes off. Oh, see what I mean? Right? The banter I've had with the football, I've got this long lens on, right? I didn't pay for it, but I've got this long lens on it, right? And in it, my mate said, you've got a fucking big tube of Pringles in there, haven't you, you fat cunt? Just the banter. Do you know what I mean? This person said, I know I'll get banned for that now. Yeah, you're right. Because if you're not with me, if you are only thinking in that sense, you're not with me. You're not one of my peoples. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could see someone driving a brand new fucking BMW outside. It doesn't mean they own it. Maybe they've fucking lost someone, you know, maybe they're up to their eyes in debt. Maybe they go, do you know what, fuck it, I'm having a nice car for me and kids, fuck it. Worry about it later. I've done that through my life, I've done it all my life, like, fuck it. I mean, look what happened to my mum. She ain't here anymore. If she could hear me now, first she'd say, tell him to go and fuck himself, mind his own business. Secondly, you do what makes you happy, son, because that's what my mum would say. And I'm doing stuff that's making me happy. I really am. And it's nobody's business what I do. Even though I'm coming on here going, well, to be honest with you, I got my camera on 2 years finance plan. But it was 0% finance. We got a little deal. And then you think to yourself, well, I got €70 or 78, whatever it was. I can't even remember. I don't know, because I'm useless with fucking money. But as long as it goes out, schedule it for the 25th done, because then you should have your wages and it'll pay for it. And you won't see it. But people don't know all that. People don't know the conversations I have with Laura the last few days where I've said, we haven't put anything off on that holiday, you know, in July, so we need to get caught up on that really, babe. You know, because €23 a day, 4 days is nearly... Yeah, we'll do it at weekend, don't worry. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wants to be all like, I've got this, I've got that. You know, in that world of social media, I don't give a fuck. No, not at all. No. I'm very happy. I mean, I own my house outright. I have done since I was 25, right? So I've got some security. I've got my kids. I work hard. I think I make people happy the majority of the time on here and what I do. If I want to go and buy a fucking drone, I'll go and buy a fucking drone. It's nobody's business what I do. It's fucking ridiculous. And you know, guesstimating things, it's just... I don't understand it. It's really like... It didn't upset me, the comment. I really wanted to like address it there and then and just think, what the fuck? What the absolute fuck? Really? Do you know what I mean, guys? But this is important to tell you things like this, because this is the stuff that you have to deal with when you do stuff like this. You know, the majority of people on here, hey, what's up, guys? Thumbs up. Yeah, all right? That's it. They just want you 3 minutes. No, there's nothing wrong with 3 minutes, girls. And they do what they're going to do. That's up to them. I do things differently. I'm here to enjoy myself and have a good time. And if I want to go out with a fucking drone and enjoy myself filming, I will. But you know what? Go and look at youtube.com/@DuncanHull. When was the last fucking time I did that? Let's have a look, because I want to see it myself. How do I do it? So I go to there. And I search here for my channel, @Duncan how do you do it? I don't know how to do it. Oh, here we go. Fucking hell, scratch myself. And there's so many other things I want to do. 1 month ago, 3 weeks ago, and I know the one 3 weeks ago was not uploaded, it was recorded pretty late. So about a month, it's been about a month, I would argue 5 weeks. I don't know the exact dates. Doesn't tell me on here, does it? 12th of March, here we go, 12th of March. Well, that's, well, a month ago, isn't it? 12th of March, there you go. And look. My little drone, look, filming peaceful and just like nature and life. It's amazing. I don't know which one that one, where that one was. Anyway, 12th of March, I think. I've not been able to do it. I've been busy. So, I think he had a problem because I've used my drone at the football club, the community club, right? Because I was filming a bit of the players, because I wanted to, because I like to do that, to show people. And the manager said, Duncan, is there any chance you could bring your drone next week on Wednesday and film from above? Because it would really help me seeing the positioning of the players. And I think I've done that about 4 or 5 times for the club. And then afterwards, I come home, I connect or import the memory card, and then edit it for the manager and send it to the data team, the data analyst, if you like, to try and help my club gain promotion. I didn't turn around and say, well, I bought that drone for my own personal use. Can I submit an invoice to you? Because I could really do with about an extra €700 this month. And in fairness, if you got a firm in, you'd have to pay them. And it's all about the money, apparently. So could I have some money? Or did I just go, don't worry about it. We're in this together. Let's try and get promotion. That's it. I don't think I need to say any more, guys. Maybe I have selectively missed something off the comment that he said. I tried to itemise the things that he mentioned. I know he said, well, your holiday must have cost £3,000. So fucking what if it did? It didn't, but so what if it did? I spend my money on the fuck I want. I work every day of the year. Every day. And while on holiday. I am where I am, and I'm able to buy things sometimes because I work hard. And everything I've got in my life is from working hard. Right? These days I don't want to work too hard, but I've worked really hard recently, and I'm fucking knackered, to be honest with you. But it's nice to be a part of something, and it's nice to make people happy, whether that's one of my viewers on here today when they watch my next video, or whether it's someone at the football club, or a little kid that you see. You get all the kids before the game, they see me with the camera and they all start waving, and you take a picture and then you put it online and they feel special. So you could do things like that in your life, or you could go online and go, I'm not very happy because you've done something that I haven't recently. My peoples on here have been with me, a lot of them, since the 1990s. They've seen all the success, they've seen the failures, the things I've done wrong, the things I've done right, the friendships I've built, the friendships I've ruined, the relationships I've thrived in, and the relationships that I've contributed to destroy. They've seen me be happy, like now, and they've seen me be at the absolute bottom when I lost my mum and my marriage. You can't get a more open, honest person on here. You cannot, right? And if you ever actually met me in real life, as many people on here have, I'm sure that they will say everything, or how he comes across in his videos is exactly how he is in real life. Not that I need to justify myself. All right? I'm very sorry you've not been able to go on holiday this year, but it ain't my fucking problem. Do you know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to focus on my partner and making her happy. If taking her away on a holiday makes her happy, then so be it. I'll make sure it happens, all right? Right. Thanks to my peoples. You know who you are. And I know the nice people will leave lovely comments. So this will be one of the loveliest videos I've done in ages, I reckon. There won't be many smart comments on here. And even if there was, they wouldn't last very long. They really wouldn't. Right? So, what can I do? The only people that come on is my channel members and VIP. But you haven't been around as much this week. Okay. Well, what do you want me to do? I'm trying my hardest. Trying my fucking hardest. If ultimately that's not good enough for you, because this person moaning is someone that has supported me before, but it doesn't give you right to, to pull me up like that. If you want to give me constructive criticism or complaint, there's an exclusive remedy. Is if you're not happy in life, walk away from it. Withdraw your support. He has not made enough videos this week. I'm withdrawing my support. Fucking rightly so, I would too, if that's how you feel. But then there'll always be other people that are like, I love Don, he's mint, I like it, you know. I ain't seen his videos recently, but I know he'll make up for it because they know I fucking will. I'm in it for the long haul with Doug. They're the people that I want here with me. And you do not need to be a channel member to be a part of what we have here. I want to make that very clear, right? Because leaving a nice comment under this video today when clearly things are bothering me a little bit, right? Or I don't know if they're bothering me. I mean, you could say, well, it's bothered you enough to respond. I'm not sure if it's bothered me. I think it's just, you know, I think I've got the right to reply and say, well, the camera that I bought, I'm paying over 2 fucking years. Well, I bought a drone and I put it on fucking credit, but I managed to pay it off in 2 months, well chuffing me fucking self, because usually it's about 5 fucking years. I think I've got a right to reply. But I know my peoples will leave nice comments under it, and I know what, just let them say what they want to say. Read the fucking room, right? If the majority of the comments are, and what am I going to do, handpick them? No, I'm not. I'll only ever delete a comment from here if it's abusive or insulting, right? And your comment was insulting, absolutely insulting. And I don't want an email from you later saying, I didn't mean it like, I don't want to know. You know, because the psychology, the thought process is just not the right one. It doesn't like level with me in my life as to how I look at people. When I see people doing something nice, I don't go, oh, ain't fucking clever, they can do it. And here I am. I think, well done, at least one of us is getting some fucking enjoyment. That's the kind of people I want to be with. You know what I mean? Anyway, I've got to go because I've got loads to do. Right, we've got some mail stand stuff to do now. That's right, we've got some mail stand stuff to do. And I want to take a look at a few of the things. If you're watching this video and they're not online, I promise you they're going to be online. It's 1 o'clock here. I wiped out the day. I was like, no, I've got to do it. So I'm going to be here, right? So we've got one more game left on the 10th of May. Maybe more if we go into the promotion playoffs, you know, like if we don't win the league. We need the other team to lose. We have to win, or they have to draw. If we win out with 1 game left, if we win, they have to draw or lose for us to be crowned champions. If not, we're going to the playoffs. If we don't progress, we do it again, start again next year, right? Yeah, you're my peoples. You can decide whether you want to watch my videos. You can decide whether you want to thumbs up my video or thumbs them down. I know it'll get thumbs down, this video. I know it will. But I couldn't give a fuck because I know the majority will thumbs it up. I hope you can see. I don't know if it shows you that on YouTube. Someone sent me a message, 5:30. I've got to go somewhere at 5:30, but I think we can get wrapped up by there. Something about going to the office at 5:30. So yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down, do what you think's necessary or whatever your mentality is in life. Drop me a comment. I want to hear from my peoples, as I always do. There's a love heart under this video if you want to support me. I mean, I'm not sure where I might spend that, to be honest. If you use the love heart, which is the super thanks on here, to be honest with you, I don't think I'll be spending anything very soon because my revenue's down this month. However, if there was a sudden upsurge, I might buy myself some trainers or something. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that? Remy, would you like some new bones? Them little chewy bones, would you like some? I'm going to ask if it's all right, because apparently you've had more bones than he's a dog's had bones this year. You know what I mean? Fuck him. Just dog go out and get his own fucking owner then, can't he? Better owner. Isn't that right? So you're lucky, you know. Right. See you in a bit, guys. Oh, there's a link in the video description. It's called the Fuck It Fund. That's right, the Fuck It Fund. And do you know what that link is? Right? That link is for people that want to buy me a drink, that don't sit there and go, hang on a minute. 3 months ago he bought a drone. I'm not sure that I want to support his drinking habits. God forbid I want this man to go out and have a fucking beer on me. Get to fuck. See you in a bit, guys.